Now here we are back with Quizzes Math Lesson 8, looking at some business problems applying division and multiplication. This is question number 3. John bought 7.2 pounds of beans for $8.64. How much did John pay for each pound of beans? Or another way to look at this, for 1 pound of beans. So each is meaning 1 pound. First up, let's just rewrite what the question is asking. We want to know how much money for 1 pound. Or you could write it like this. Same thing. How much money for 1 pound? Make it look more like a traditional fraction. LB is the abbreviation for pound or pounds, but we're only dealing with 1 here. So 1 pound. Because what we do know is that John is paying right here $8.64 for 7.2 pounds. But the question is asking, well, how much was it for 1 pound? So we have a division problem here. Here's our dividend and here's our divisor. And really, a fraction is division that has not yet been completed. Now, we could use our calculator, but we are trying to practice our math skills, so we will continue with some long division here. And so let's see what we have here. We are going to rewrite that fraction as 8.64, Once again, our dividend and our divisor divided by 7.2, which is our pounds. Okay, once again, this is awkward, and so what we need to do is just rewrite this to make it easier to solve using long division. And so you probably learned, you should have learned, that if you multiply the top of a fraction and the bottom of the fraction by the same number, its equivalent value remains the same. The relationship between the dividend and the divisor remains the same. So in this case, we can move the decimal point one place over so that we get ourselves a nice whole number there, as long as we do the same thing to this number. And essentially what we have done is taken this fraction and multiplied the top and bottom both by 10. That's essentially what we do when we slide that decimal place over like that. So then we can rewrite this. 72, our divisor, going into 800, or 86.4. And then once again, in our answer, our decimal is going to be up here. And so now we take a look at this, and we have a fairly traditional looking long division problem here. How many times can 72 go into 8? No, that won't work for us. So we need to go to another figure here, so 86. 72 into 86. Yes, it can go in 1 time. 72 times 1 is 72. 6 minus 2, 4. 8 minus 7, say it with me, practice, 1. And then we won't do anything with this decimal here. We're not going to move it down here. It's going to show up in our answer up here. But we do need another figure in order to complete the long division. So 72 will not go into 14. So we're going to bring down this 4. Will 72 go into 144? So we ask ourselves, 72 times what number would come close to 144? Well, we know it'll definitely go in there 1 time, but maybe more. Let's try 2 times. Let's just go over here and do some long multiplication. 72 times 2. Tell me what 2 times 2 is. Yes, 4. 7 times 2? Oh, I'm starting to like this. 14. Look at that. Goes in evenly 2 times. 72 times 2, 144. And so then our answer is 1.2. We're going to put a 0 here. $1.20 for 1 pound. $1.20 per pound. Does that answer our question here? How much did he pay for each pound? $1.20. And there it is right there. There's our answer selection, $1.20. If you wanted to check that, we could take our 7.2, add a 0, times $1.20, do some long multiplication. 0 times all of these would be 0, 0, 0. 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 2 is 4. 7 times 2 is 14. 1 times 0 is 0. 1 times 2 is 2. 7 times 1 is 7. Let's see what that gets us. This is a little sloppy, isn't it? 0, 0, 4. 4 and 2 is 6. 7, 1 is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4 decimal places. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at that. 8. There it is. 864. Now I know that was sloppy, but it did work. 864. Somebody send me an email if you want to practice more of this kind of multiplication here. I went through that pretty quickly, but I'm assuming that you did some of that, but maybe not. I'm not sure. I need to check with you on that. If somebody, please send me an email and let me know if you need to review a little bit more of multiplying decimals. But right now, at least we know that 72 times this $1.20 here would give us our 86.4. But back to the original answer here would tell us that $1.20 per pound for 7.2 pounds would be a total of $8.64. And that will conclude this video for question 3, quizzes math lesson number 8. Send me some feedback if you have any questions about that.